Welcome. This is Crime Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love, about life as well. Well, love, life, and this is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence, we say the crimson light is life. So I had been a little bit challenged in that, of course, I do say the channel of love and laugh, and I didn't really want to be doing a presentation where it felt that I had to be forcing myself to laugh or smile or to be motivated. Now, I had a break. In between, and my presentations have not been as frequent and consistent over the past few weeks, but of course, my love and dedication for what I want to contribute had been niggling me. Not that I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but I also know that always led to, according to what I am being inspired or channeled to say or be at that moment. So that was not my issue. My issue really was feeling motivated enough, feeling strong enough, and feeling real enough. And of course, I felt I was tied in the time span as well. Or, well, it's been a few weeks, and if I leave it too long, I may find it more difficult to get back on track. And so I really was asking myself, why am I feeling this way? And it suddenly dawned on me that although my time away was very, I should say, pleasurable as well. It intensely pleasurable, let's put it this way, or intensely enlightening. And that might have been to do with the eclipse and everybody else who had was experiencing perhaps the same thing. But I had not thought that it was necessary, or I would have seen it necessary that I would need to recover. And that was the word that actually did it for me to be able to do this presentation. So I realized that the word motivate, I was thinking, okay, I'm not feeling motivated as I really want to. And why do I want to do this? And I knew clearly why I want to continue doing the presentations on numerology. But also, it was, well, why was I feeling like a knot in my under my shoulder? And I understood straight away that this is like a stress point for me. And that's the thing about knowing yourself. It's important that we know ourselves. It's important that we understand our bodies. It's important that we understand how to love ourselves. So then, when I was able to face the question and face the word recover, which I would not have ordinarily thought I needed to recover because I had been on what we call a break, which had quite a lot of joyful aspects to it as well. So I'm thinking, well, I should have had my dose of joy should be enough to get me started. But of course, everything is in moderation. So to be on a joyride, so to speak, that it doesn't mean that it doesn't require your mindset. Like in my case, where I was doing things that I hadn't done before. So of course, there I had to pass this threshold of pain, anxiety or whatever it was, but I had to go through that process. And so, of course, even in the end, I was ecstatic and I thought, okay, here I have achieved being and doing things that I had not done before, and it's quite an achievement for me. But there, it also had its toll or effect on my physiological body, my body. It was so I have to learn to consider all these aspects. It's about mind, body, and spirit being in balance, being in sync. So, because this is a channel of numerology and a channel of love, I thought I would, of course, share this because we all go through those periods in time where we are feeling we need an extra push or an extra dose to motivate ourselves or to recover from an event or from a thought or from a course of whatever it is that we had entailed. So if you're new to this channel, this is where we do we of course highlight aspects of love or words in the with the mindset of actualizing self-love. It is actualizing self-love where we are so full of love that we spill over on who may be around. Okay, so this is of course hinge. This is the template which we work from, and it's hinged on the word sacrifice. Now, of course, there was the thing about we're talking about recover, and there's the word sacrifice. So I thought, oh, and about, of course, sacrifice would be that to give of oneself or to lay all down, so to speak, like it was with Christ. And that was really part of my process, even if it was in a joyful way as well, of course. But the fear factors that I had to face would have been to sacrifice my fear or my pride or whatever it was. I had to lay certain things down to be able to leap take that leap into faith, take that leap into trust, into doing something that I had not done before. Okay, so there I, of course, like with Christ as well, it would seem that to raise from the dead or to raise from the grave, that would be a process of recovering. So hence I am about the word recover. So there we are with the numerical values for each letter of the alphabet. Of course, this has been modified in the positions to the usual numerology patterns you may see, like in ABC, and everything is really in alignment. But we have shifted the letters, some of the letters, although they're still under the numerical value of 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But we have jazz because this has been done specifically to not only add flavor, but it was specifically to remember the numerical values of each letter. So, of course, that's what creativity is about. So we have jazz, we have bucket for number 2, luck for 3. Well, of course, why not? Development for 4. Of course, 4 is where we develop things. It develop something you have looked at every area of it. 5, we have new. And 6, we have fox. 6, of course, is the number of love, we are told, although it's still 9. And 9, of course, as I have done numerical values before, or presentations that also show that when we do the numerical value for the word 9, it equals 6. So there we say 6 is love. And love is also 9. This is what I'm trying to say. I almost forgot that point. But when we do the numerical value for the word love, it comes to 9. So here we are about 6, 9 and 69. Okay. So 7 is the gypsy journey. Of course, I call it the gypsy journey, which seems very appropriate. Of course, we know about gypsies are always traveling, but it also seemed like where God had created heaven and earth, or the earth in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rested from his works that he had made. Rested from the works that he had made also meant that he could be with his head raised as the seven and looking about what he had made in admiration, or walking around and checking and saying, haven't I done well? Okay, and we have 8 for headquarters zone, which is heaven and earth, and 9 for inland revenue. Inland revenue, this is where you go, we extend or have extended, how would I put it? We have, it's the birthing, it's the new birth, it's the newness. Okay, so that's what we are talking about. So let's look at the word recover. And so I have done the word recover. In fact, I added the numerical values, and what I also noticed is that we have the 2 9s. So that to me makes it a very beautiful word in itself. It's as if the word, by looking at the word, has just rendered us a lot of promise. It's like saying recover, no matter which end you are looking at the word or context from. Once you have made up your mind to recover, you have begun that journey of healing. And that's what happened to me, because as soon as I was able to say, oh, it feels like I feel like I need to recover. That's once I was able to say those words. Let's just put this up, the volume, so it works well. And once I was able to look at the word recover and admit to myself that that was the feeling that was happening within me, I had begun the journey. So recover, it begins with 9 and it ends with 9 here, because it's also saying that in that process, it's already presenting a new beginning. So you have begun something, but it's a process that has in it not just the end, which is 5. So I say began because the word beginning is 9. I have done this, you could find on some of my other presentations. And also the word end is 5. So beginning and end. So when we are doing RE, or we are saying something is regarding whatever, we are looking at the beginning and the end. We are looking at the total or the totality of that thing. So regarding recovery, for instance, we see how it is like a mirror image. It has the mirror image of what process that it is presenting. Then we have, of course, we have 36, 3, and I would like to do it this way, break it down. So we have this, the RE for reference, if you like, or regarding, and that would be 14, 1, 4. So 1, 4 is 5, and of course we have 1, 4 is 5 on this side as well. Let's just do this. So this would be 5 because that's 14. 5 plus 9 is 14. And 5 plus 9 is 14. So 1 plus 4 is 5. And there we have in the, I like this. There's so many words in this. In the middle here, which we have 3 letters, COV, like it would a cove, would be 13. 13. Now, of course, again, in reference to my past presentations, 13 is that beehive that I go on about. And I'll just show you quickly. You're new to this. So here we have the bee right here. This falls on the number 2. This is where, as I call the number 2, it's the number of harmony, the number of agreement, and that is where the honeybee is. That is like the cove which is happening right here. It's like that's what the cove is presenting to us here, COV. Of course, we know COV is the cove, but here we see that that is what is presented in the middle of recovery. It's as if recovery, the word recovery, is really showing us whether you were to uncover from either end, it would take you, or it deals with the cove, with the central aspect of whatever is. I love this. Now that's delicious. And that's what had been happening to me, because in my recovery, or getting to recover, it allowed me the opportunity to reflect. Well, why am I feeling this way? What can I do to feel better about, or to feel different, or to accept, or even accept my feelings, or even accept the process? Because one of the things that I had also, I have come to really, really appreciate, I had not been someone to be very busy with my camera, and I've got to be taking photos from here to eternity. But what I also have come to appreciate is that you can capture a moment so profoundly that you had not given time to reflect on it. Hence the beauty about recovery. It's like certain things that I had experienced on my journey of doing new things. The camera was able to capture those moments that I would not, on reflection, perhaps on reflection, really see the magnitude of the impact that experience had for me. So here we are with the word recovery. That's what happens. It's like we are recovering, um, gives us the opportunity to go into the cove of that experience, to go in the hole or rabbit hole, if you like, of that which we had experienced, to feel and to understand and to accept. Okay. Now, and I'm going to have a second part of this word recover, because I like to, I've noticed that we have the words cove, as I have mentioned, we have the word over, and we have the, of course, we have recover. And there are lots of other words I can see, but let's do join me on the second part of recovering. Recovering, should we say, after a joyful, just recovering. Okay, I haven't been able to name it yet. Okay, thank you for joining us. Do like and subscribe, and click, of course, click the like button, which is what I mean. When I say like, we can like without clicking. So do remember to click the like button, share and subscribe, because this is how we do it to actualizing self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be a field, because we are planting new seeds. In fact, this month of October is number 10. I think this is really nice for planting too. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.